Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, you can share out the Black Table Talk Facebook page if you want to go ahead and step out and do that now. Feel free to do that. For those of you who are with me for the first time, this is Daring Dialogues. I'm your host, Shantae Charles, and every Tuesday night, we host Black Table Talk. We have been hosting and will continue to host on our Periscope channel, which I will put down in the comment section. So if you ever want to join us in the future on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join us live there. I have a couple of things that I want to share tonight just for the Black Table Talk viewers, and then I'm going to sign off. And if you want to hear the rest of tonight's broadcast, you can join us over at the Periscope link, which I am now putting here in the comment section for you. All right. So let's talk, because Black America, we need to have a talk. We need to have an emergency meeting. An emergency meeting. I want to bring out 7 things tonight before I get into all my other good stuff. I just want to have an emergency meeting for Black people. So if you want to call this anything, when you share it to your page, just say the Black Delegation Emergency Meeting. Okay. I want to talk about the fact that Black people need to shelter in. And I'm talking to Black people in America, specifically all over these here United States. And I'm going to name some states that need to take heed specifically. All right. We are in this country at crunch time. We are in this country at crunch time with the coronavirus. What does that mean? It means that they are, within the next 2 weeks, they are expecting a severe spike in the number of deaths. Let me call out the states that they are projecting that is going to peak. These are considered states where if you are 18 years or older, you are at a higher risk of serious illness and possibly non-recovery if you contract this. All right. So here are the states that if you are 18 years and older, you are at higher risk or serious illness if you contract this virus. Those states are Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, and Florida. And many of these places are lagging behind. They are lagging behind in protecting their citizens at large, and they're lagging behind in protecting Black people specifically. So we're talking right quickly about reasons why Black Americans should begin to shelter in. Nobody is coming to save us. Let me make it very clear, okay? No one is coming to our rescue. We must rescue ourselves by doing what is necessary to stay healthy. Because if you wind up being one of these cases that enters into a hospital, we already know historically that you are not guaranteed to get access, much less medical attention. Okay? The number of cases of Black people, old and young, being sent home with the condition they were in and dying is continuing to climb. We're continuing to hear stories of people who are trying to go get help. The people see that they're ill, they send them back home, and 2 to 3 days later, or less than that, they are dead. So if you need a reason to shelter in, understand that there are some peaks coming. Number 2, there are some areas that are now considered hot spots, some states that are now considered hot spots. Maryland just declared a hotspot zone, okay? And they call it the Baltimore, D.C. corridor. It's considered a hot zone for the coronavirus. They just declared that today. Please go and look at the report on that from Governor Hogan. Other states that have hot spots, the whole state is considered a hot spot. Arizona, Florida, Georgia, California, Wisconsin, Kentucky, and Arkansas. Again, these are states that are considered hot spots. And so Florida is topping both of those lists. It's considered a state that's a hot spot for a huge outbreak in the near future. And it's also a state that has not yet reached its peak of cases, which means the people that I'm seeing that, because I'm a Floridian, so I am concerned, okay? I have family there, lots of family in Florida and Georgia, so yes, I am concerned. And the number of people that I see who see this happening, see the deaths in other states, and they're not taking it seriously for their state. And the main reason they're not taking it seriously is because it hasn't hit your state yet. The seriousness of it has not yet hit you. So you're still doing things as normal. You're still walking around unprotected. You're still not wearing a mask. You're still not wearing gloves. You're still hanging out at beaches and at the park. You're still going to events and not practicing social distance, as if this virus is going to bypass your state. Okay? And I need Black people, that's who I'm talking to. I need us to get it together. I need us to get serious about what is happening. Because if you don't, and should you contract this, you are not guaranteed care at all, much less quality care. Okay? So if you know this, please do what is necessary to safeguard your household and your health so that you don't find yourself in the position of having to beg someone to save your life, when historically they have already shown us, as Prophet Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us. All right. Number three, reasons that Black people should be taking this a little bit more seriously and beginning to shelter in if you're not already doing so. People are out here deliberately infecting us. There's an article that just came out today showing on video a white cop, okay, who is in a Black hood, a Black neighborhood, hacking and coughing on people in the neighborhood, and they have him on video. So there are people who think this is funny, and they're out here deliberately trying to infect Black people in what they call urban housing, or what they call crowded housing and crowded areas. White supremacist groups are telling their people to go out and go into these neighborhoods and deliberately infect Black people. Number 4, another reason why we should shelter in: comorbidity issues. What does that mean? That means that through several studies that have come out, they have shown, even in other countries, that people that have these particular pre-existing conditions are at a higher rate of serious illness and at a higher rate of non-recovery, dead, 6 feet under, okay? The comorbidity issues are high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. So we can continue to act like those comorbidity issues are not an issue that's present in our community, in our ethnic group, but they are. All the more reason why, if you know you have those comorbidity issues and those pre-existing issues, to shelter in, to not be out here playing with your life, because that's what you're ultimately doing. Number 5, reasons Black people should shelter in is many people are planning on your stubbornness. What do I mean by that? If we will be honest, we can be very stubborn. We can be very determined as Black people in a good way, or we can be very determined in a bad way. We can be very determined as in, let my people go. and we shall not be moved and we want our civil rights. Or we can be very determined, as in, I don't really think this is real, so I'm not going to prepare. I'm not going to change my habits. I'm not going to stop going to my religious gatherings and my religious services. And we see what the results have been of people's failure to humble themselves, to understand the time in which we are in, and the necessity to govern ourselves differently when there is a pandemic and a virus that doesn't care about who you are as a person. So it's preying on our stubbornness. Walmart, another company, another article came out today. Walmart is being sued for the death of 2 of their employees who exhibited symptoms. They reported their symptoms. And of course, in the words of Prophet Michael Jackson again, they don't really care about us. They exhibited symptoms. They notified their employer. The employer did nothing. The employer didn't inform other employees who had come into contact with these 2 people who are now dead. Dead. They can't speak for themselves anymore. So their families are now suing Walmart. They have issued Walmart a lawsuit. Number 6, reasons Black people should shelter in is people are counting on your religiosity for community spread. Yes, they are. They're counting on you. That's why after Florida issued a shelter in place order, after Florida governor issued that, he then turned around and said, oh, it's okay for religious gatherings. Are you kidding me? Once again, Florida is a hot spot, and Florida has not begun to peak. In other words, Florida has not begun to see the effects that's happening. Florida, if you don't want to become New York, I suggest you begin to shelter in place, regardless of what your governor says that you have permission to do. So they are counting on the religiosity of Black people. They are counting on your religious devotion for community spread. I'm going to say it again. They are counting on your religious devotion for community spread. They know some of you all are not going to stop going to these facilities. You're not going to stop holding conferences. You're not going to stop going to church. You're going to walk yourself out there talking about you going to Easter service. And this thing is airborne. Can I please get you to have your service in your living room, please? And don't invite your choir into the living room. Can I please get you to use social media, please, to conduct your organization service, your, whatever you're going to be doing? Can we please get you all to do that? That would be so nice. I'm talking to us because people are not talking to us. I'm talking to us tonight. Don't let your religion lead you to a coffin. Okay? 7 reasons Black people should shelter in place. Another article released from out of Detroit. They are already getting ready to run trials on you. The 3,000, hear me, 3,000 people that are infected right now in Detroit, they're getting ready to run a study on them, a trial on them with some meds. Okay? So understand that they will use you for medical studies, but they will not supply you with adequate help, adequate insurance, adequate access to care. I need you to shelter in place, please, and thanks. All right? What is some good news? Some good news is vitamin D can help to fight it. Vitamin C can help to fight it. Rest during this time can help to fight it. The choice is yours. All right? This has been another edition of Black Table Talk for Facebook. If you want to continue and join us in this conversation, we are continuing this conversation on Periscope. The link is in the comment section. Thank you all for tuning in. Please share this when you share it to your friends and your family, label it state of emergency, Black people and COVID, shelter in place, hashtag shelter in place. Thank you all for your time and attention. Take care.